you need to remember this moment where you almost went to prison for 6 years. Do you understand? From here, we can go off the record, from here on out, everything you do, you need to ask yourself, could this potentially result in me going to prison for 20 or 10 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If the answer is maybe, don't do it. People come to court, and when they come to court here, and your attorney will tell you this, they will tell me sometimes, Judge, if you give me probation, I can report every day for the rest of my life. I can be on probation for the rest of my life. I'll be just fine. And you know what ends up happening? Probation starts getting hard for them, and they don't remember they were this close to going to prison. Do you understand? All right, so Deputy Laura, he can be released from custody.
And Judge, the warrants be lifted?
Yes, the warrants will be lifted.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Bashan, are you ready to proceed on another case? Or do you want me to give you 5 minutes? I can give you some time. Okay. All right, who's on Robert Aguilar? All right. Robert Aguilar? If you'll come down. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 006995, State of Texas versus Robert Aguilar. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
The attorney of record is Joanne De Hoyos, Joseph Stapleton standing in. Mr. Aguilar, will you give this court permission for me to do this in place of Ms. De Hoyos?
Sir.
All right. And did you say yes?
Yes.
All right, you're gonna need to speak up, okay? Counsel, have you received all the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Aguilar, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the court admonishments and defendant's waivers of affidavit of admonitions with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with assault, family second offense? That's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Aguilar, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishments be assessed at 2 years in the prison. State recommends community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand? Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions, that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation. They're suggesting no harmful or injurious contact with Gwen Taylor Abi, ABI,
I'd be Rashid.
Abi Rashed, RACHED, and the BIPP course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yes.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. State offer states one and attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand again, you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We ask that you follow the recommendation, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Your Honor, we have had contact with the complainant. They've made it clear they are not interested in supporting the district attorney's office in prosecution as a note to the court.
Okay, all right. So you want to explain to me why you're hitting her with the Lysol can?
I wasn't in the right state of mind and
What does that mean?
we were both arguing and that was just the closest thing to me and I ended up just throwing it at her and I just at the time I wasn't like I said, it wasn't in the right frame of mind. There was drinking involved and we just
That's not what mentioned anywhere in the police report that there was drinking involved. What it says is she states you didn't live with her, that you all had broken up, that she was work and she called you over to help watch the children until she returned home from work. So I don't think she's drinking at her job unless her job is to drink at her job.
she had drinks after work and then
Right.
she came home.
No. And then it says when she came home, she thanked you. Thank you so much, Robert, for helping to look after the children that are your biological children. That's not in there. I'm just adding that as commentary. And advised that you could leave. She said, thank you, Robert, for helping to watch the children while I was at work. You may now leave. And it said that you did not want to leave. You wanted to fix the relationship. So she said, okay, fine. You can stay the night, but you're going to have to sleep in the living room. And she said that while she was sleeping in her room, you kept coming in and out of her room, pleading with her to fix the relationship. And she said the final time you came in the room, you were aggressive. You punched her in the stomach and held her down and grabbed a nearby Lysol can. And then you struck her multiple times on the head and face with the can, causing numerous injuries to her head and face. Robert stopped when she began to bleed heavily and apologized. I'm sorry for hitting you several times over your head with this Lysol can. So that wasn't a throwing of a can. You were actively hitting her with the can. And it says Gwen had visible injury to her head. So we're again, why are you hitting her with a can of Lysol?
I know it's not in the report, but there, like I said, I'm gonna say it again, she was drinking before she came home.
And you probably were angry.
We were, no, I was drinking with her when she came home because she came home, she was already drunk and then she wanted to drink more, so I agreed. I went to the store, bought more, we drank together. And yeah, you're right. I was trying to fix the relationship and we both just started bringing up the past and we started getting mad at each other. Um, and basically like we started getting physical with each other, and like I said, I wasn't in the right frame of mind and I just, I couldn't think straight because of the fact that, like I said, we were drunk and I couldn't stop myself at the time. And um, now I just, ever since I came back to jail, I've picked up the Bible again and I just been trying to repent as much as I can.
Why are you always picking up the Bible in the jail? Why don't you pick up the Bible if you're going to pick it up in the free world?
That's what I plan on doing. If I'm granted probation, I plan on going to attending a church and getting as much help as I can.
Well,
doing
I can tell you,
volunteer work, anything.
what I can tell you is this relationship is over. I'm not going to allow you to have contact with her. That's it. It's done. It's over with. If she wants to have contact with him, then she needs to come to the court and explain to the court why she wants contact with him. If they have children together, which it appears they do have children together, then that's where your grandparents, I'm assuming your mom is still alive.
Yeah,
All right. Do you have contact with your mother?
here and there, but it's kind of rocky.
Well, do you have anybody in your life where your relationship with them is not rocky?
Just my grandma.
All
That's
right.
it.
So contact with the children, if there's going to be some kind of custody exchange, that needs to be done through third parties. Because how old are your children?
My youngest just turned 2 in January, and my second oldest is gonna be 4 in October.
All right. And so are these the only children who were at the location?
Um, my my youngest, we have an open adoption with him, so he's with another family.
So the 2-year-old is with another,
The 2-year-old is with another family, so he wasn't there. My 3-year-old was at the time he was asleep.
so you have okay, this report says you were over there to watch their children. So how many children?
Just the one.
Or why does it say their children? There has to be more than one child if they're using the term their children. Children is plural.
No, I have 2 children with her, and one of them, my youngest, he's in an open adoption. like,
So
he's with another
did that
family.
happen recently?
No, it happened when he was born.
All right, so let me explain to you. This is why I'm asking that question. It says that Gwen called you over to help watch over their children. It doesn't say to help watch over their child. So you're saying that when you went over to watch over children, it was really only one child? All right, and what was that child's age?
3, he's 3 right now, gonna be 4.
So, and here's my other question. Why, according to you, why are you and the mother of that child getting intoxicated when you have a 3-year-old who's 100% dependent on you all?
Like I said, just
And then fighting.
we weren't thinking, and we obviously weren't good for each other. So,
And why was your other child adopted out?
because at the time, I had just lost my job and, like basically we couldn't support him.
All right, and is she the mother of the child? So I'm assuming, and this is just me assuming, I'm assuming that you all know where children come from and how they're made. Why do y'all then keep doing this when you are having children that you know you can't afford to have, and you all just keep engaging in activities and not thinking of any consequences?
I honestly don't have an accurate answer for that. All I could